Right, it is a great day to be alive, isn't it?
Yes, it
Sure beats the alternative. So I'm going to go ahead and cover with you guys some different things in terms of getting found and really converting the people that come to your site. And so in terms of, we'll go ahead and there. So one of the problems that we saw in the market is that a lot of websites, they're outdated, they don't convert well, they're expensive and really time consuming to maintain. And so what we want to do is provide you with an opportunity to have something that's really dynamic, as well as to be able to do it at a cost-effective rate. And we actually have 3 different products. And so if we go forward here, we actually have 3 different products, and in those 3 different products we have beautiful state-of-the-art websites. We also go ahead and we also have online booking software, and we also do mobile apps. And so those are the things that I'm going to go ahead and cover with you guys today. And so one of the things that I want you to think about is your current web design, is it actually making you money or is it costing you money? Is your site really invoking people to move forward with you? People are making a decision within the first 10 seconds when they hop on a site of whether or not they're going to do business with you. Okay? So what does your website say about you, and is it invoking people to move forward in the right way? And I'll tell you this, there's actually 3 kinds of websites out there. That's it. There's only 3 kinds. And this part gets a little bit technical, so just bear with me a minute. Okay? Alright, first kind of sites are bad sites. Okay, alright, that person got the joke. Alright? You've all been there, you've actually gone on a site and you were like, oh, no way. Like I do this like on Yelp, I'll be like, I'll look for a restaurant and then oh, that looks like it has good reviews, and I'll click through and I'll be like, don't trust myself to eat there. Okay? And so, and you click out right away, right? The second type of site is what I would call an okay site. Okay? Okay sites just get clicked out of 30 seconds later. You've done this too, right? I see you nod your head. You're like, oh yeah, I've been on a site and it was just okay. And you're like, and it didn't invoke anything, and you just say, yeah, let's do this, right? And so it just gets clicked out 30 seconds later. Because great sites actually inspire you to move forward, okay? There is no neutral. The first kind and the second kind, bad and okay, get the same result. And when I talk to a lot of people, and I say, hey, how do you feel about your website? They go, it's okay, right? The It's okay site doesn't convert well for you. And so I want to talk about some must-have web design trends, and then as well, I'll go ahead and cover some of the technicals on getting found, okay? So I'm going to run through these quickly and then show you examples of what I mean. So you want to have big screen-to-screen images. You want to have good calls to action throughout your site. You want to have a scrollable, at-a-glance homepage. You want human proof scattered throughout your site. You want to have, you want to make sure that you have an image-driven site, not just on the homepage, but throughout. And then you also want to go ahead and make sure your site is 100% mobile responsive, and you want to make sure that you have some video integration, which we heard all about today with Jimbo, right? Okay? So, big screen-to-screen image. So I love something with a nice hero image. Whether it's just you or you speaking, all right? Something that's really captivating, really big, really clean above the fold, okay? Really clean above the fold. Some of you might recognize that person. Yes, that's my brother, okay? And so, something really clean above the fold that looks really sharp and compels you to want to scroll down on the site, right? Next, you want to make sure you have good calls to action. So if you look at the site, we actually have 2 calls to action above the fold. Okay? You've got to make an appointment. You guys see where it says make an appointment in the upper right. And then you also have, let's stay connected, like join my email list. And if I scroll down on this site a little bit, she has a free gift. The free gift is her quiz in this example, right? But it could be anything. David Bayer talks about when people come to your site, they're like strawberries. And sometimes they're green strawberries, and sometimes they're red strawberries. The green strawberries, you don't want to throw them out, they're just not ripe yet. The green strawberry is the person that's going to join your email list. They're going to maybe do your free quiz where you get their information. Okay? Those are the ones you need to nurture a little bit along the way, all right, in order to get them to move forward with you. They're interested in what you're up to. They're just not ready to say, I want to talk to you this moment. Does that make sense to everybody? okay? So let's make sure we don't lose those green strawberries, okay? The red strawberries are the people that come to your site and they're like, I want you. You are speaking my language, you are meant for me, I want you, how do I get in touch with you? And that's why we have the Make an Appointment or Book Now. We have an online booking software. Whether you use ours or anybody else's, you should be able to be bookable online. Okay, web traffic peaks between 8 p.m. and midnight. All right, a time in which you're not answering the phone. All right, so let's get a call scheduled for the next day at 2 o'clock. All right. We also want to make sure that your website has an at-a-glance feel on the homepage. What this means is, like, as I'm scrolling down, do I know right away what you do? Right? Like, okay, she does, self-discovery, self-mastery, and relationship empowerment. I know right away if I'm in the right spot as a consumer, and then I can click through on those for the deeper dive on what it is that does. If I go to another one here, he does writing and speaking, he does digital media, he does photography. I know right away, and it's a short little blurb on each, so I know right away, this is what he does, am I in the right spot? We also want to make sure that you have great testimonials, okay? Testimonials on the homepage and throughout the site. Video testimonials or written testimonials. Both are great, and a combination of both are great, okay? And I'm showing this site. This is the only site that I'm showing that isn't my client, but it's a referring partner of ours. Her name's Monica Shaw, and I want to show you this because she has what I would call the best practice in written testimonials. So here's what you want for the best practice of a written testimonial. You want an image. Okay, an image of the person. Remember, it's not just a testimonial, it's human proof, right? So have an image. She also has a title to the testimonial. That's pretty cool. I haven't seen many people with a title to the testimonial. She also has some bold part in the testimonial, because guess what? People aren't actually reading your testimonials. Some of them might read a little bit of it, but I'm busy, and if I can see the bold part and a title, and I know it's a real person, I'm much more likely to say, yeah, that's believable, I'm in. Okay, so, and then she has the person's name, their business, and a link to that person's website, which is good for that person's SEO because it backlinks them on their site. Okay, so that is kind of the best practice right there in the human proof area. We also want to make sure that you have an image-driven site. So as I go away from the homepage, as I go to another page, so I go to her services page where she's talking about speaking, okay, it's a nice beautiful image and then content below. A nice beautiful image and then content below. Don't dive right into the content. We also want to make sure our site's really great on a mobile phone. Guess what? 56% of all web traffic is on the phone now, and it's only growing. If your site isn't 100% mobile friendly, Google is blasting you in the search engine rankings because they know that most people are finding you on their phone. Okay, so we want to make sure that your site looks amazing on the phone as well. And then we also want to make sure we have some, if we want to keep up that video, some video integration. I'd love to see you guys have more video integration, and whether you're doing that through Jimbo or whether you're doing that on your own, but having some nice video on your site. We do this where it's screen to screen, okay, and it's playing automatically in a loop the second you get to the site. This video, because it's automatically playing, will get twice as many plays. All right, where actually somebody will click the play button, right? Why is that? Because people have a fear of missing out. They're like, well, what's she saying? What's she doing? What am I missing? So I want to make sure that you get the most plays. If I can get twice as many people to click your video and play your video, that means twice as many people hearing what you're great at, what makes you different, what makes you special. Twice as many people are taking your CTA. You remember what the CTA is? Your call to action at the end of the video, right? Okay? So making sure you have some good video on the site as well. And by the way, you guys, video creates connection. Let me repeat that. Video creates connection. More than words on a page. Right? Video creates connection. All right, I was talking to a lady, and it was like 6 months ago, and I said that to her, and she was like, you are so right. I have a 10-year-old daughter, and I was thinking about sending her to camp, and she was my only kid, and I was so nervous, and it was a whole week camp, and then I went on the website of the camp, and I saw this video of the camp director, and I played it, and she talked about who my child was going to be at the end of the week, and you're laughing because you got your kid here, and what they were going to learn, and how it's going to be, and I signed my kid up for the camp right then, and of course, like, the kid loved it. It was camp, damn it, like everybody loves camp, right? So video creates connection. So there's 3 things that your site must do. So I'm going to get into a little bit more of the technical right now, okay? 3 things your site must do. Number 1, it's got to get found, and in this order, these 3 things. Number 1, it's got to get found, okay? So do you have the proper keywords built into the back end of your site? Have you done the proper SEO optimization of your content? Do you know the number of words that should be on your homepage versus the number of words that should be on each additional page? Do you know the percentage of those words that should be your keywords in order to align with Google's best practice so that you get found? If you don't know the answer to that, that's worth a conversation with myself or somebody on the Shore staff, okay? All right, the next thing is you want to make sure you're backlinked. If you don't know what backlinking is, that's worth a conversation with myself or somebody on the staff. Okay, because that helps increase your SEO, makes you a more trusted site. You also want to make sure your site's secure. If your site doesn't say HTTPS, all right, it's not secure. All right, you want to make sure your site is secure. By the way, Google announced this past year that in 2018, they're going to start punishing you for not having a secure site. If someone finds you through Google search and clicks on it, it's going to give you that message that says, connection is not private. This site might be trying to steal your password. You guys are nodding because you've seen this already, right? It might be trying to steal your passwords or your credit card data. And then it gives the option that says, go back safely. What do you think people do? Go back safely. You're like, I don't know that person. I don't want them to steal my data. Okay? So making sure your site's secure. If you don't know how to do that, it's worth the conversation. And then page speed. Page speed is now a new ranking factor in Google's SEO. Why? Because people are in a society of I want it now. And they know that if I have to click on something and wait 5 seconds for it to load, they're going to click out of the site. So Google wants sites that are fast, lightning fast. If you don't know how to test your page speed and see how fast your site is, that's worth a conversation with us. The second thing your site must do must be visually stunning. All right, show that you're professional. Show that you're successful. Show that you actually spend a little bit of money on this. If your site looks cheap and homemade, like you built it yourself, all right, guess what type of clients you're going to start to attract? Cheap, homemade ones. If your site looks professional and maybe you spend a little bit of money on it, guess what? You're going to attract the professional clients that have money to spend on you. All right, especially for those of you who want speaking gigs or corporate gigs or anything like that, they expect a certain level. And then the third thing that your site has to do is your site actually needs to go ahead and convert clients, right? That's the point of it, right? Okay, so does it actually compel people to take action? To whether that's booking an initial consultation with you or buying a product or whatever it might be. That's actually the starting point of all of our conversations when somebody comes on board is, what do you want this site to do? What's the point of it? And if the point of it is for you to get clients, well then let's work the formula backwards there, right? So making sure you have strategic calls to action throughout the site and that it's laid out in the right way, okay? So does your website, does it actually convert at the highest level? And does it get the type of clients that you want, right? So there's a couple things that make Shore different. One is that we don't have these huge thousands of dollars of upfront design fees. Most people that go ahead and build websites, they'll charge you thousands of dollars up front. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 grand up front, okay? So we just have a small monthly fee over 12 months, which we can cover with you if you want to talk to us. The second thing we do is we do all the changes and updates included in there on your site. So we'll change the videos that you have. We'll change the testimonials. You have a new headshot that looks amazing from Steve. You want that on the site, we'll do that for you. Okay? The big reason we do this is because we want you to live in your genius. Your job isn't to build a website or maintain a website. It is to build a business. It is to get your message out there in a much larger way. And not to spend 4 hours trying to figure out how to make this thing work with Flash and blah, right? So let's let you do you, and we do what we do, right? Okay? So we do those changes and updates. We also SEO optimize it. We also have the ability to help you with writing the content. We have copywriters on staff, all right? So we're really perfect for that solopreneur who is like, I want to do this, I want to get something better out there, I want to make something look really sharp and professional, but I don't have like a ton of resources or a ton of time. Okay? So I encourage you to stop by our booth and we'll do a complimentary analysis of your site, show you where it's working, show you where it's not working. Okay? And for some of you, I talked to Kimberly earlier, I'm like, you don't need us. This looks awesome, do this and this and this and change that, but other than that, you're good, right? And that'll be some of you. So I'd encourage you to talk to Mark or Marianne over here, or myself, and we'll go through an analysis of the site. We'll also go ahead, we're doing a drawing